Right, good evening, Bill. Good evening, Sil. How are you both? Not the
Yeah,
surroundings we're normally accustomed to. Normally it's about midday and we're on a balcony looking at the Queen
yeah.
go past. I've actually got a dog on the sofa who won't even look at me. So it's a very different Royal Ascot this year. But Sil, you're very privileged. You're getting to go, unlike us two. We'll be stuck in the office at home. But look, I'm delighted you both joined us. None of the punters are there for us to hear the card, but everyone is at home, so we can at least get into everyone's homes, into everyone's minds, hopefully find them some winners and some nice big prizes from the boys at Star Sports in the office. So if we kick off in the Buckingham Palace, look, 9-2 favourite Darrick, very progressive, usual Gosden to Tory combination. But you ride one for Mr. Balding, who's in flying form, Silv. Straight right, a 33-1 chance. He was disappointing at Wolverhampton last time, but if he's better than that, which he should be, 33-1 is a big each way price. Do you think you can threaten him?
Yes, he's a horse like when things going his way, he always running well. Obviously, I think everyone have to beat Gosden, and he looks like he got a fly start as well for the season. But I wouldn't run my horse out, and he's a horse when things go his way, and he could run very well.
Bill, you got one dart in the Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Darrick. I mean, Darrick's far too short. Don't forget, the only time he's run on grass, he finished last. He's probably a very good horse, but I'll take him on. If I was to take him on, I think Silvestre has got a good chance, straight right. I think 33-1, he's overpriced. But I would go with the Hannon horse, same colours as Darrick, Motor Hahil, number 15, for those that
Bill,
can't pronounce it as well as
if
I
you
can.
can't pronounce it, what chance at any of our lot? You're the headmaster. You should be able to pronounce it.
I think he's best fresh. I think he'll go really well. Motor Hayil for me, number 15. Still to chase him home.
Just go with number 15. Right, swiftly on to the 150. Look, some people, the highlight of the week, certainly the highlight of the day, the Queen Anne. We've had some brilliant winners over the years, likes of Frankel, Goldacova, Solo, Camford Cliffs. Sirius Maximus comes back here, having won the St James's Palace last year. He's fourth in the Breeders' Cup. He's sort of 9-4 favourite with us at Star Sports. On paper, he looks much the best. He never does things. He's not flashy, is he? You know, he's not going to win by 4 or 5 lengths. I think he's plenty short enough at 9-4. Terra Bellum's done nothing wrong. One of the most exciting horses coming through the ranks at the moment. And Silva, I remember this day last year, you told me Fox Chairman was going to win in the box. He was your best chance of the week. Sadly, he didn't quite get it done. But can you right the wrongs from last year and get the an 8-1 winner in the Queen Anne?
He was very babyish. You know, he's a horse, and last year he didn't got much mileage onto him, and he just took a bit of time to grow up, you know. And
we all took a bit of time to grow up, Sil.
He was very immature last year, you know, but this year, obviously, he goes to that race of him, but he had Copscott Scallop. And I think he could be a massive player there as well.
And what about the ground with him, Sylv? Are you worried about the ground drying out too much?
He's a horse who'd appreciate like a good ground, you know. I do worry about the ground. I don't think he wants a fast ground. He just wants a nice ground, you know. With a bit of give and take the matter for him, you know. He's a good ground horse.
Okay.
Are we backing him, Silv?
Hello?
Are we backing him? If we've got £10 for the day, how much are we having on Fox Sherman?
I do like the horse, and we think a lot of him, and I think he could be 8-1, could be a big prize, could worth each way chance.
Yeah, it's a good starting point for him, isn't it? The mile for him, it's a good starting point for the season for him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you know, just think that way. We didn't got a preparation that horse, but he goes to that race, and Andrew's horses is in top form. I don't think they need much to get 100%. You know.
Cool. Right, let's get on to the Ribblesdale, Bill, because this is one of those classic.
Hey, hold on one sec. You haven't asked me for my selection, actually.
Come on then.
Space Traveller each way, 28-1, massive price. Space Traveller won at the meeting last year. There isn't much between all of these. I just think 28-1 Space Traveller is a really big chance. Fahy team in good form. He's not far off these. Won the Commonwealth Cup.
Yeah, he's got
Not
course
been
form.
far in a Breeders' Cup. I think he's worth a look.
If that wins, are you going to edit that 15 seconds out and put it on your Twitter immediately tomorrow, Bill?
Or not.
Yeah, exactly. Right, the Ribblesdale, like I said, this is one of those punter bookmakers, a classic clash. Frankie Dettori, John Gosden, a very impressive looking horse in Frankly Darling, 11-8 favourite. The punters will be all over it. The bookmakers, I think, look, it's not proved anywhere near enough yet to be an 11-8 chance. Sylv, you don't have a ride. If you could ride anything, what would you ride? And then on to Bill, if you'd be a backer or a layer of Frankly Darling.
I think probably I'll love to ride a favourite there. I think she'll be something else there, and like Gosden and Frankie team up, and I think them boys could have a good time as well at Ascot. So I think it's a good thing. It's a good ride there.
Bill.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Sylv. I mean, she won really well at Newcastle. Daughter of Frankel. I said to you before we came on air, she reminds me of like the female version of Golden Horn. She looks really, really good, and she looks better than these. And asked if I was a backer or a layer, I'd definitely be a backer.
Fair enough. Well, we'll keep that simple. I think I'd be a layer there. So let's move on to the 3 o'clock, the King Edward. Right, we've got our first real short odds on Ballydoyle chance of the week. Mogul comes here 8-11 with us at Star Sports. At fancied in places for the Derby. It's a very muddling race. Sylv, you ride Papa Power here. He's won a couple of decent races, albeit on the all-weather. But you're looking at 8-1 Papa Power, 8-11 Mogul. I thought it looked a very trappy race. Are you happy with your boy, Sylv?
Yeah, so we are, and he's still a baby. He's done so well in the weather, but when you go into the turf, it's a different story. And we've been throwing the deep end out there, but we are sure he can swim, and he's a lovely horse going forward, and we think we could give them a shake-up,
Will you ride him positively, Sylv? Will you go from the front, or will you hold on to him, or?
And I think with the draw we have, and probably we hope to just be behind the leaders, something like that. He's a horse, he's uncomplicated, and he done from the front, and but he has come from the back as well. But he's a horse, he got a lot of speed, and you can put him whatever way you think is right.
And what about the trip with him? Do you think he'll definitely stay?
I think he stays, and and he stays, and he's very uncomplicated ride.
You're talking yourself into a bet here, Bill, I think.
No, I think he's nice. I mean, Mogul stepping up from a mile to mile and a half. Ballydoyle bring Arthur's Kingdom with him. I just love the attitude that Sylv's horse showed on the all-weather Papa Power. I think he'll outrun his price, and I think he could upset, like Sylv says, upset some of the big guns here. I mean, Mohican Heights of the Syncope horse is interesting, but I think Sylv's got a chance here.
It's a little bit of a shame we've got 6 runners, not 8, isn't it? Was what we're concluding there, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a small field. It is for me.
Yeah, there's prize money all the way. There's prize money.
It's prize money to 6, isn't it?
Lovely. You've worked out what 10% of 6th is, I hope, Sylv.
Yeah. Well,
right. Let's move on to the King Stand. This is the quickest race in the world, isn't it? 5 furlongs, Royal Ascot, and you've got the mighty Potash. What Potash will turn up is as a quirky individual. That effort at York last year was mind-blowing. Follows it up by coming 13th or 14th in the Abbey, I think it was. Bill, with everything that's gone on with the lockdown and the lack of preparation, you'd have to be a pretty brave man to take 8-13 Potash, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with Potash, and Silver back this up, that he's got no blue point this year, and he's got no crowd this year. So there are 2 big absentees that are in his favour, because he's not going to get, the whole razzmatazz of Ascot isn't going to get to him. So if he's ever going to have a chance to win at Ascot, it's today, as it were. He's got a massive chance. I just think he's take-onable at odds on. Glass Slippers, the Abbey winner. You've got Liberty Beach, who could run well. I actually think the 2 I like Equilateral, Potash's stablemate. I think running fresh is a plus for that one. And Tis Marvellous, the Clive Cox horse. only brings supposedly handicap form to the table, but is a fast horse with Ascot form and at kind of 28-1, again overpriced. But it's Batash's to lose. But I would go Tis Marvellous and Equilateral for the upset.
Yeah, I really liked Liberty Beach here at 9-1. Sylv, you do ride Well Done Fox, who was 8th in the Windsor Castle a couple of years ago. Nothing went right for him last year, did it? There was a write-off 2019. He showed a bit when he was 4th last time at Newmarket behind the Gosden filly far above.
Yes,
he's improved enough for that. He's got a lot on his hands, isn't he?
Yeah, he had. I'm sure he will improve from the run, but now we face the proper race, and I think he will improve. But I wouldn't roll to him out. But I don't want to say he go there and going to win and beat Batash, because Batash this year I think got everything in his favor. Quiet place will be a quiet place. Will be no crowd out there to boost him up. And if he ever going to win an Ascot, that could be the year. I agree with Bill. I think we all have to try to beat that horse, but
You'll have to make some noise, Sylv. You'll have to make some noise. You'll have to take a steel drum down to the start with you.
Get some Brazilian drums and put them
exactly.
you know what I mean? But I think everyone will be hard to beat Batash, and my horse has been throwing a deep end, I think, but I hope he can run well for me.
Well, let's hope you or anyone beats Batash at 8-13. I would have thought for the bookmakers that will be the swing on the day. The Duke of Cambridge, a mile for fillies of Group 2. I must admit, I went round and round in circles. I could have had about 8 or 10 bets. Lots of money today for Wassima, coming over from France, in as short as 11-2 in a place now. That you ride Queen Power, who's second to Terabellum. If he wins early in the day, you'll naturally shorten up. 4th in the Ribblesdales, a nice bit of form last year. I thought this looked like it had a decent chance.
Yes, and if she improved from the performance she threw at Newmarket, it shouldn't be go there without a chance, And I think a mile is really suitable, especially stiff mile, and that's the hope for the day. I think probably she will be one of my best rides for the day. So, and I do like the feeling. I think she will improve from the race.
And then a wide open race then, Bill. 7-1 looks a fair bet if Sylv's putting up his 9 is bet today.
Fun enough, I think the 2 stout fillies are the ones to beat. I think Sylv, like he says, got a big chance for Queen Power. I like Jubilosa, the stablemate. I think she'll run well.
She just tailed off a bit towards the end of last season, didn't she?
I think you can put a line through the last run. She was 3rd in the Coronation Stakes last year at Ascot, and then probably should have won at Goodwood when she had unlucky passage. She's a smart filly on her day, and the stout team are in good form. I think those 2, Jubilosa and Queen Power, are the 2. Gosden filly's favourite, Nazif, won at Kempton, but a few of those behind were well beaten on the weekend, and the jury's still out for me on that one. So I take Jubilosa and Queen Power as the 2 there.
Okay, right. The lucky last for the stayers, the Ascot Stakes. Verdana Bleu didn't run in the champion hurdle because the ground was too wet, too heavy, whatever we want to call it. They'd seen distant memories of that wet winter we had with the most mind-blowing good weather during this lockdown. And she's the 4-1 market leader for the last. Moon King's in at 15-2. Sylv, you ride Rochester House for Mark Johnson. Was behind Moon King last time. Mark Johnson's horses are in flying form along with Andrew Balding's. Those are the 2 leading lights at the start of the racing season at the moment. Wouldn't have to improve a lot to be in the shake-up here.
No, it doesn't. It probably it just need to have a good trip around, But you can't roll out Mark Johnson's horses, especially in them big handicaps. He loves to win them, and I'm not really associated to the horse, but he's a tough one. He's a tough one. But I really like.
Step up, Sylv. It was a big step up the first run back from what he showed last year as a 3-year-old. He may just be a horse that's going to get better with age.
Yeah, I think this race could set him up for the next one, But you never know.
I just thought 16-1 when Moon King's in at 7. A little bit of improvement, more than twice the price. I thought it was a fair reach rate. Bet, Bill, have you played in the race?
No, I mean the race it's a funny race because there's no Irish horses in the race, and Willie Mullins had 4 of the first 5 home last year. I mean, Verdana Bleu is a worthy favourite. If the race was 2 miles 2, I'd fancy her a lot more. 2.5. It's going to take her stamina to place, you know, a real tough test of stamina. I mean, Nikki Henderson quoted, you know, used to say we wouldn't go for the 2.5 race over hurdles because she doesn't stay 2.5. This is 2.5 on the flat, so that has to be a big worry for me. I respect Moon King and Land of Oz. You know, they're all worthy market leaders. There's a horse that Seal's ridden a few times, Jabari 50, that was second in the race last year, is running off the same mark, would have a squeak. And Ian Williams' horses, Blue Laureate and Mancini. Mancini was favourite in the race last year. I think Silv rode Mancini last year.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Did he hate the ground last year because it was soft?
Yeah, it was soft last year. He just couldn't pick him up in the ground. I think he could put a different show this time, you know.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, he's definitely interesting because he's obviously William Buick rides him for the first time. He's a definite player around 14, 16 to 1.
Yeah.
I think you've named most of them, Bill. So nail your colours to one mast, will you please?
I've still got 11 more I can name. So, right, I'm going to go Jabari 50, each way 14s, and I'm going to go Mancini, each way 16.
Right, so let's just quickly round up the days. So, Silv, am I right in thinking we're saying if we had a tenner to play with today, we'd be looking at least a fiver on Queen Power and maybe 250 each way Fox Chairman?
Yes, and probably the last one I put Joe Funny's horse. What's his name? It just went out of my head again.
Summer Moon.
Yeah, I think he could run very well.
Right. Okay. So we got Queen Power, Fox Chairman, and Summer Moon. Look, 8 to 1, 8 to 1, 12 to 1. That's a nice each way Trixie. You probably have the rest of the week off. Bill, give us 3 tomorrow, please, and a Trixie.
I would play Jubilosa. Don't let Silv listen to that, but Jubilosa in the Duke of Cambridge. I would go for Space Traveller at a monster price in the Queen Anne, and I would play Jabari 50 in the last.
Cool. Okay, I've backed Liberty Beach in the Kingsdown. I've backed Queen Power, and I'll try and muster one up in the last at a price to go with it. But look, guys, it's great fun. It's such a shame we can't be there. Silv, enjoy tomorrow. Good luck. And we'll see you same time every evening. And we'll continue to try and find some winners at least. But everyone, good luck. Get on that website.
Absolutely.
Give the boys a call and we'll make sure you're looked after all week.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I promise you, we're not editing any of it all week. This is just going out like this. This is the world we live in now. So Silv's frozen. Let's hope he freezes when he's in front during the week. So, Bill, thank you very much.
No worries. Take care. He's gone already.
See you, mate. Bye.
Thanks.